Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual,
yet stimulating.
fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel. Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual,
Yet stimulating.
fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. It's all dislike the stream already, and them not see me nice, clean, handsome face. It have a nice, clean, new Chelsea jersey. Then all people stay someone. Why me I tell you though? Yo, people, Jaja, peace, big up on yourself. All of the good, nice, clean people out there. Night, manners and respect. Hope everybody okay. For the people that were there work when they go on the yard. For the people that were up on the road, and the people that run a Rick's Cafe, it lock. Alright. But them people that want to go home. You understand? For the people that want to go home, ready for listen to teach that post some things we affect jam down. Jam rock. Land of food at the water, Bapal, you see about Vice Cartel, Buju Bantan. And some people love dislike stream. You understand what I say? And thing, want to big up on yourself. You understand? Happy Sunday. We soon circle.
Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them. You know it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel. Hey yo, hello! Like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button. Hey yo, we always up to something. Teach them! Hey yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them, right here. Warlord representing.
Man, so my Chinese Chelsea jersey, my jersey will buy a London, you know, ship come to Jamaica, you know, non-stop flight, you know. Man, so my jersey, a Chinese jersey, Rasta, Judge, everything good still. Everything good. Peeps, manners and respect. First and foremost, let me take this opportunity to say to all Royal Blues out there, congratulations. You understand? Champions League enough for everybody. Everybody know, none. You understand? And thing. But on a serious note now still, big up, I don't know what Chelsea will support, you know, that's not a secret. Just ask my 10-year-old daughter. You understand? It was a good Champions League final, open, seeing both teams wanting to win. Many people are saying City lost. City never lose. Chelsea won. You understand? We were the better team over the 90 minutes. We had the greater desire. Tactically, we got it right. Team selection, we got it right. Even though some people are blame Timo, you know, even though Timo misfire goal-wise, he was the one who stretched the City defense, brought people to him, who opened that channel for Kai Havertz to run through. We now get too deep into the ball game part, I think, still. And also, City fans, you don't big up on yourself. We don't really have nothing against City fans, you know. But City has not suffered enough to win a Champions League as yet. You understand? City have to suffer a little bit more. Remember how we suffered in 2008 in Moscow when John Terry slipped and missed that penalty. And that year against, that semi-final against Barcelona with that referee where robbery blind, plus some other little things. You understand what I say? So, City not suffer enough yet. They have to pay them dues. Big up to all Chelsea fans. You know what I think? Manners and respect. Scotty is improving. She's doing much better. Still not close to being 100%, but doing much better than she was when we spoke on Friday night. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. Man U for life, man. Big up Man U. And just not my club, biggest English club. Yeah, we get it. But Chelsea will support. And a big up all of the Chelsea fans, them supporters, them charge them. You know what I mean? Alright, peace. I could talk about some things tonight, Sunday night. Yeah. My blue jersey bright here. Big up to Marlon, you know. Marlon Barkley. The man said, teach, here I go on. I hear you up on the stream of the yeah. So Chelsea aside, you know. I don't support Chelsea, but which ball up on the side of your side? I say right now, I don't have one ball up on the side. You know, I have some ballers and I appreciate. You understand? I appreciate the work of Kovacic doing on the midfield. Taking the ball, driving with the ball. You understand? I think Kai Havertz is going to be a superstar. He is a classy little boy. And I like Christian Pulisic. See? And Thiago Silva, the daddy. And you say, alright, I'm not even know say man why have a forward and the man just ship on a jersey. So, the man who talk about my jersey, a Chinese jersey, man go on here, man. Marlon, big up yourself. And big up to the Empress who link me and say, teach, oh, we should have buy the jersey send come game. I'm going to tell you to because we're going to want more jersey. You know what it is? Ball game. Yeah. So, I could talk about some things we have to get there. No! And respect to all of the City fans. I'm not new to football, so the City fans are about 5-year-olds still. They're young. You understand? They're not too pressure on them still, but it's alright. Good night, Kanaika. Oh, go on. Be impressive. Rosie, Kerry, if you're there, big up yourself. I hope you're alright. Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Bartenders to face court on gun-related and other charges. I know when you say bartender, you know so you shouldn't do the maths because generally in Jamaica you really have men who we consider to be bartenders. You understand? Those jerseys in Chinatown going for everything good, man. Everything good. You understand? If I have $5 Chelsea the for you, that means everything good. So from you here, bartenders, you know, are female, but then what is striking about these two females is their age. Two young women, both teens, are to face court to answer charges of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. They are also to answer charges pertaining to possession of identity information. So lottery scamming, you know what thing go? Their court dates, however, have not yet been determined. So the two women are Kimberly Quest, 19 years old, otherwise known as Kim, and Keisha McDonald, 18 years old, otherwise known as Deanie. Both women are bartenders from New Works in Westmoreland. So the police report that yesterday, about 3:15 p.m., a police team raided a bar where the two young women were employed. During the operation, a green camouflage bag hanging on a nail behind the counter was searched and a Browning 9mm pistol containing a magazine with 11 9mm rounds was found. 6 9mm cartridges and a lead sheet containing names, addresses and telephone numbers of persons living overseas were also found in the bag. So Quest and McDonald were taken into custody and later charged. The police say the charges were laid on the basis of constructive possession of the items, as the weapons and information were found in their work area. Interesting. So it never say a freedom weapon. It would be very harsh to make that pronouncement, but seeing that the weapon was found in their general vicinity work area situation, they have been charged. How much they know about the weapons, I guess time will tell. Did they know about the weapons? Whose weapon? Some interesting question. So 19-year-old, 18-year-old females, both arrested and charged for illegal possession of firearm, ammunition, and lottery scamming paraphernalia. Gun found during early morning operation in Kingston. So a gun was seized during an early morning operation in the Kingston Fort area by the security forces. The police say the gun recovered was a Patron Beretta 9mm pistol with 14 9mm rounds. Every day is a new gun name I come across. The operation was conducted by members of the Constabulary's Specialized Operations and the Kingston Central Police, along with the Jamaica Defence Force between 5 and 6 a.m. They say armed with a warrant. The team searched a house on Eddie Lane where the firearm was found. No one was arrested in connection with the recovered weapon. So that one more shows off our street. You know what I think? Groundsman charged with firearm possession. A groundsman of South Avenue in Kingston has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition after officers found a gun and a cigarette box with ammunition in a bag on his premises on Friday, May 28. He has been identified as 26-year-old Daniel Winter. The police said a team carried a snap raid about 9 p.m. in his community, during which a backpack belonging to Winter was searched and one black and chrome Taurus pistol with 8 rounds of ammunition was found. The police said a cigarette box containing 7 rounds of ammunition was also found inside the bag. Winter was subsequently arrested and charged. Ah, boy. Big up to the police officers, them. 3 guns is better than no gun. 3 guns may have saved many lives. Keep up the good work. There are many more illegal weapons out there that needs to be found, confiscated, and people brought in front of the courts, and the courts deal with the matter proper. You understand? Big up on yourself. Speaking about police and work, 4 alleged gang members arrested in St. James and St. Elizabeth. The police say they have arrested 4 men suspected to be members of a criminal gang in St. James and St. Elizabeth. The arrest follow a major operation in both parishes targeted at the G-City 6 gang. A Smith & Wesson revolver was also recovered during the activities. According to cops, members of the Constabulary's Specialized Operations, the Lottery Scamming Task Force, and the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch arrested 3 of the men in Salt Spring. And Salt Spring is in St. James. Identity information was also found in their possession. And the 4th man was picked up in St. Elizabeth. The exact location was not disclosed. The police say all 4 are being questioned with an intent to charge them. Yes, sir. That a go on, but what a go on. You see me? Just a moment, folks. My good folks. Yes, peeps. So, G-City 6. I not even know, say, the police have put those 2 things together before. G-City and 6. I mean, we hear things in the streets and we see some things in the paper from time to time, but it's the first I'm actually seeing law enforcement putting those 2 things together. Interesting. You feel careful. What am I do that picture there? Are the things where you know? Jamaican dad being sought in the US for allegedly drugging and raping girls. Jaja God. Aye, sir. New York City police are still hunting for a Jamaican father, Dwayne Gordon, who allegedly drugged and raped 3 of his daughter's friends when they stayed at his Queens home for sleepovers, according to a senior police official with knowledge of the investigation. The 41-year-old dad is accused of committing the criminal acts at his Springfield Gardens home in Queens between October 2020 and earlier this month. Gordon was last seen on the 21st of May. Law enforcement sources told NBC New York. So it is understood that Gordon attended a prominent high school in Kingston, where he represented his school in track and field and football. I mean, there's a picture going around with him wearing his high school tie. So, I mean, there's no secret, but I guess this paper never want to get into that. He works for an international airline in New York, but he has not showed up for work for several days. One of the victims told police she was given a white pill that made her pass out. She was then raped. The victims were all 13 years old, according to the New York Police Department. The accused reportedly hails from Bull Bay, which borders St. Andrew and St. Thomas, but there are no confirmed reports that he has fled to Jamaica. Now, a trace on a phone call that he made to a friend a few days ago placed him in the Miami area of South Florida. And the New York police released photos of Gordon on Friday, and they are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers hotline. I'm going to put it because then people good as know it and people good as know it. Because I don't know phone and watch from the States. You see me? Boom. Christopher, well, Gordon family. Richie, big up yourself, bro. Grimy Danger. I don't love your name, but big up yourself, fam. You see me? And these things. So, here's another Jamaican, and when I pronounce guilt on Mr. Gordon, but speaking to the allegations, here's another Jamaican man who has done his best to tarnish the image and reputation of Jamaicans abroad. Another Jamaican who I'm certain would have left Jamaica professing his intent to make a better life for himself and his family. And if these allegations are proven to be true, did Mr. Gordon at any point in time sit and think about the father of one of his daughter's friend doing to her the things he planned and then did to his daughter's friends? Did he for any moment in time sit and think, what would happen if a man do that or try that with my daughter? Yet still, he, according to reports, blessings the man, I say I heard family, according to reports, raped the 3 girls after they went to his house to have sleepovers or slumber parties with his daughter. All 3 girls were 13 years old. Ah, boy. Jaja. And, well, by the looks of it, he got very comfortable with his actions as 3 girls who I don't even know how it became public knowledge and how his daughter may be affected and how is she reacting to this. And boy, strange world we live in. Parents, be careful. You understand? James, pick up yourself, bro. Zane, be careful. And yes, you will know your friend, your children's friends, family, and you may develop a relationship with them. But where daughter did they when it a go on? Boxer, that's a question I couldn't answer. You understand? I don't know. Guess she was probably sleeping too. Zane. It would be interesting for authorities to question his daughter too, as to, you know, the type of interactions her father had with her as well, I suppose. Yes. So despite the relationship that you may develop where you take a pill from someone you're not feeling ill. Very good question, Ali. But these are 13-year-old children. They are still not intellectually as mature as us, well, some adults anyway. And they may have also developed a certain level of trust towards Mr. Gordon, seeing that it is their friend's dad, who they probably also see as somebody who would be protecting them. So, I mean, it is a good question, but then we are dealing with 13-year-olds. But it's a very good question. Yeah. Parents, be careful of who you allow your kids to be around. It is not a perfect science. It's not a perfect science for us to be able to see people and be a full judge of their characters. You know, some people are good pretenders and thing. I don't really think my daughter I can really sleep over a friend in place like that going forward still. Yeah, and it's just a little thing, you know. So I guess that's a conversation that I need to have with not only her but her mother as well. And we'll see how it goes. Because you just never know, brother. Zane, the man are 41 in a rasta. And these children are 13. His daughter's friends. So I'm assuming his daughter is in their age group as well, 12, 13. Jaja. Ah, boy. Speaking about Jamaican and Jamaica's image and us doing crap here, there, and everywhere, is it? Man jailed for smuggling coke with worth $88 million in veggie chunks from Jamaica. As much veggie chunks in Jamaica, you can actually left here with some. I mean, I think the rest of them man, them eat off all like veggie chunks, them and the vegan people them. Then, I don't know veggie chunks available like that. But alright, veggie chunks. Who eat them sit there, man? Like, I have never had veggie chunks, but just the look at it, the look of it, and the smell of it when it is being cooked. And I know people who can cook very well. I have never tried cooking it still. And we can do a few little things in the kitchen still. I won't tell you I'm the best cook in the world still, but man, people may tell you that, but I won't tell you that. But then, never mind. You rasta a night of veggie chunks again, and too much veggie chunks there, rasta. That'll go on. Hey, alright. A man who attempted to smuggle cocaine worth 420,000 pounds in veggie chunks from Jamaica into the United Kingdom over 2 years ago has picked up a 9-year prison sentence for his efforts. Eh? Don't knock it until I try it. I won't try it, sir. You understand? Yeah, man. I prefer go stew shoe black, hibiscus leaf, I eat that before we eat veggie chunks, brother. You understand? Yam leaf and then leaf there. No, sir. Make that foolishness like giving both me. No. You understand? And look how much. No, sir. You understand? Two all single Bible and then sitting there. Jamil give a picture of veggie chunks. Alright, so watch you can move on because you love your foolishness too much, you know. Alright, Thompson, a 50-year-old resident of Witton, Birmingham in the UK, was sentenced on Friday for the importation of Class A drugs into Britain. He was found guilty after a 5-day trial in the Birmingham Crown Court. Still single Bible. Thompson was arrested following a search of his bag when he arrived at the Birmingham airport from Montego Bay, St. James on the 17th of July 2018, the Birmingham Mail newspaper reported. When border force officers searched his bags, they found 5.2 kilograms of high-purity cocaine inside bags of veggie chunks from Jamaica. The newspaper reported that closer analysis of the drugs revealed that it had a high purity of 63% of cocaine. This would be worth 420,480 pounds, approximately 88.7 million Jamaican dollars, once cut and sold at the street level. Jaja Thompson denied packing the drug that were in his suitcase, claiming that he had been used as an unwitting mule. However, he was convicted of drug charges. Hey man, say I know him packing veggie chunks in my thing. You understand? So, him leave here with the drugs and them find it at England, in the UK. And speaking about that, there's a next airport mystery. How him left out with so much drugs, only God he knows. But police not sure how American managed to fly out of Jamaica with a handgun and drugs. Why? Then me don't know neither. If good night, Mr. Gree. I think it's the first time I'm seeing the name. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Head of Police Area 1 Assistant Commissioner Clifford Chambers say a lesson should be learned from last week's arrest of an American citizen at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport after a handgun, cocaine, and marijuana were found in his luggage when he arrived on a flight from Montego Bay. It's always Montego Bay. Hold on. No, test me now. The history. The stream and flow, I don't know what going on your side. All in all, when there's a breach to me, it is a lesson, and once something is breached, the way it is breached ought not to be repeated, because the lessons would have normally been learned from that, said Chambers. If it is a licensed firearm coming in, and it is not documented, our system and structures at the port of entry should be able to identify it before it is flagged at the arrival country. It speaks to gaps in the system of control at the port of entry, and so I really think that the airport authorities really need to have a closer look at the system and structures which are there to guard against this kind of thing happening again. It is very unfortunate with regard to those seizures, given that they left our country. One must note, though, that in regard to inspection of the scanning equipment at the airport, our local law enforcement operatives have nothing to do with that. But that being said, it is very unfortunate because illegal or illegal items coming in and going out is something that we should be in full control. Something that we should be in full control, knowledge of. Something wrong with the article. So even if a person is moving outside the country with a legal firearm, full knowledge of it ought to be known and documented, Chambers declared. The senior officer argued that the narcotics police have an excellent record of detecting drugs leaving our shores, but traffickers continue to employ creative means. I am sure that the narcotics team are aware of the various means that persons can use and are using to beat the system. Whilst we cannot say it is 100% foolproof, we know that our record in detecting drugs going out of the country is very, very good. And so we just encourage the officers to continue to be alert of the methodologies which are being used by these players to get things out of the country, can be stated. When contacted, Shane Monroe, Chief Executive Officer of MBJ Airports Limited, the operators of Sangster's International Airport, were not very clear in their response. There hasn't been any development since that press release yet on Tuesday. There is nothing new to add at this time, said Monroe. Now, last week, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol CBP revealed that Elijah Davis was arrested at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport after authorities found a handgun, cocaine and marijuana in his luggage when he arrived on a flight from Jamaica. CBP said during examination last Friday, its officers discovered a handgun along with 49mm rounds in a hard case box. While continuing their inspection, the officers determined that the empty carry-on bags felt unusually heavy. The officers reportedly discovered an anomaly after conducting an x-ray of the carry-on bag and escorted Davis to a private search room where it is said that they discovered packages within the panels of the carry-on bag. The packages were probed, revealing a white powder that tested positive for cocaine. During further examination of Davis's check-in bag, officers said they also discovered a small bag of green leafy substance which tested positive for marijuana. I wonder what them tested marijuana. Davis was arrested for the importation of a controlled substance and firearm. The cocaine weighed approximately 10 pounds with an estimated value of $300,000. Davis now faces federal narcotic smuggling charges and will be prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office in the U.S. Eastern District Court of New York. Why would you take a gun from Jamaica to America where American gun laws are so malleable and it is much more easier to acquire a gun in the United States? Blessings there, so I go on, bro. Harry said burn it. Me, I want to know them test the weed. Because we don't know if you have a testing machine for ganja, you have a testing protocol, they know you test weed. Sir. Just like how this weapon was smuggled out, weapons can be smuggled in. So as DCP Chambers is saying that this is a cause for concern, him love the gun there. So teacher have to wear the blue jersey tonight. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Then want to my jersey. Me can't wear my jersey. What happened if my jersey is the same jersey the champions of Europe wear? Then why not? Careful of the place you go and the people you know. Enough of them not real, them are fall. Weed testing is very easy here. Oh, they do that, David? Smoking, me just ask. You see me? So, as me I say, gun harder to come by New York. Oh, so I'm bringing one from yard. And we not even know if it's Jamaica. Well, let me see what I say. American manage. Oh, it's American. Master Elijah. You understand? So, teach. It's easy, yeah, but when I say easy to test, so me ask you know then test it. I never see nobody that test weed apart from a man who smoke weed and smell it. And I say, yeah, you know, I know bush weed, a kush weed. You understand? So me don't know who else to test weed. You have a weed tester. So when I say easy to test, so then test it. How is weed tested? You understand? Oh, it goes in a fluid and the color changes. Okay, cool. Me never see nobody at test ganja. Then test it, Barbsy man, but how I don't know. Same how them test every drugs. Put it in a them little bottle drop liquid and it change color. Okay. 2 means that a drug tester still. I don't even know THC level. Okay, I'm Tony. I say a word. But you see, yeah man, I know I can Google it, Tom. What me I say, I just ask how they are talk about it. So I don't know if some drug testers brought here. You understand? If me I test weed, I smoke it. So you develop a taste with weed, you know you weed this. You know which part of weed come from. Yeah, some man can smoke weed and tell us where Westmoreland they come from, you know. You understand? Our scent and all of them places, the man they know the dirt of them places and the flavour. Weed they have a flavour. Scent and flavour, or West flavour, one of them flavour there. You understand? Truck driver urged to report to police following fatal crash in Portland, Georgia. The Portland police are appealing to the driver of a truck who allegedly fled the scene of a fatal crash in St. Margaret's Bay to turn himself in. Yeah, driver, you are going to need to do that still. If you are watch still, you know it probably are rough, but you have to just do the right thing. You understand? No. Stevens, Cassia. I hope I'm pronouncing the first name correctly. Stevenson, eh? Good night, Tony. How are you? So the incident claimed the life of a 23-year-old motorcyclist Sanjay Davis, otherwise called Nico, a resident of the nearby district of Mount Pleasant. Now, according to the police, shortly after 5 p.m. on Friday, Davis was heading east along the St. Margaret's Bay Main Road on his motorcycle when he was hit from his bike by a truck heading in the opposite direction. Ouch. He was pronounced dead at the scene by a doctor. The driver of the truck reportedly fled. Marian Bell, who said she witnessed the incident, said she was standing at a nearby shop when the crash occurred. She said upon approaching a corner near the entrance to the Ken Jones Airdrome, the driver of the truck switched to the right lane into the pathway of the motorcycle as it came around a blind corner, colliding into the bike. The identity of the driver is not yet known, and the Portland police are investigating. You can't flee from the scene of an accident still. See? we talk to them. I know me just kind of, disappear. Just disappear. But sometimes meant for your own peace of mind, you have to just extricate yourself and exhale. But, you're still my charge, still my G, and we love you. And we have all the highest hopes here regarding potential and then something. But we'll talk. See, me know I probably look away, but, sometimes only you know. Alright. The gun was sent to Jamaica, but the person who had it broke rules, so it had to be returned by any means necessary. Truck driver. I guess he panicked and he felt that the best thing to do was to, take care of himself. And I mean, strange that I said that too. In some places, you can't lick nobody off on a bike or lick down nobody and stay there neither. That is the next thing. But if you take yourself from this, you go to one police station. You go to the nearest police station. Because some people just call me K. Okay, K. See? You can't flee the crime scene and just go hide. So if you're leaving the crime scene, you go to the police station. Zane? Because the truth is, in some areas, if an accident like that happen, man will kill you. It has happened before. You see me? Especially if you let down children, you understand? And sometimes the youth them run out on the road, But people will kill you, see me, because then see you kill the picnic. You understand? I've seen drivers being killed because them lit down sound box we set up a roadside. You understand? And man just beat them to death. So I don't know in a state of panic, because if you're involved in an accident and you just look at somebody off a bike, we don't necessarily know how collective you are really and truly, So I understand say I might have panic, Zane, and him take away myself, but you take yourself to a police station, uncle. You see me? Because accidents will happen. It's just the nature of the road. Accidents will forever happen. No matter how careful a driver you are, somebody else out there who no sense. You understand? And sometimes in our ace to get to places, we, do some things and endanger ourselves and other people on the road. So accidents will happen. But the law is the law, as Adams once said. And thing. Yeah. Alright, Tess, look like you find a way back into the fold. How that song let go? I remember that, but my grandmother used to sing that hymn there regular, one was they were what? They were how would I him go? Okay. I find him and Bossy Lukubo. You understand? Yeah. They used to play upon Irie every Sunday like on gospel in soul. Or a gospel tune. Gospel sitting, Big A used to play it. You understand? And then after that them play 4 days late. Religiously. I forgot to ask Miss Lou whether him the name again. If she can remember. Dwayne Harrison. Blessings, my friend. Real and truly. 90 and 9. I saw your name for truth? Yeah, that's the 9. 90 and 9 I him the name. On singing. You understand? Yeah, so Tess just returned to the fold. You understand? She was far from the gates of gold. Alright. Well forward, Twain, not sure the pronunciation, not sure if it's male or female either. From the Tender Shepherd says, I'm not telling you, come on church. You understand? Now what do you refrain? You understand? I say you call us the person read along and you sing after. I saw them call it. It's a medieval too no. You don't know what I talk about. Policeman found dead in St. Elizabeth. Oh, you wrap up a truck driver thing too, because I'm kind of all over the place tonight. So, having been an accident before while driving, so speaking from personal experience, I wasn't immediately shell-shocked. I think, okay, my brother, big up yourself. I think the whole thing kind of started come to me a few hours after, you know, and I started play back everything in my head, and you see your life a flash in front of your face again. That's something that happened for real, you know. You understand? Everything slow down. Like, you can't count all the hands them and walk. Or slow things and move. And things look like a little sweet before the stream. See it? And so it never really truly blinked me until a few hours after. Because I remember that day when I crashed. Whenever I see the scene, we drove to the police station because both vehicles couldn't drive. Thank God, same way. And that was the last time I drive a vehicle still. Because I'm not driving back. See? So even when it set up and I rent, I sell, I never me do all of them sit there. I'm look at bridging, you understand? So I never want to see about the car there. And thing. So I guess nobody died in my accident. Nobody was gravely injured. So I guess probably you can compare my accident to this driver accident. I mean, lick the man off. The man was hit off the bike. When I said the driver lick him off, he was hit up from the bike and he died, obviously, at the scene. So, yeah, man, you have a look at things, is if I have a vehicle will crash with you, I'm not drive about that. You understand? So, you know, even if you want no tie, you understand? Just take out the papers them until it sell. Brush off them that too, because you know what I think. Jaja, but the truth is you have some place where you crash and man kill you. You kill people there accidentally and people kill you. So that's how the thing set up. You see me? Oh, you remember the man on the speaker box like yesterday? Yeah man, remember brother? And thing. Policeman found dead in St. Elizabeth. The body of a policeman was found in his private motor vehicle late this morning in St. Elizabeth. The police have confirmed. I think that was yesterday morning, if memory serves me correctly. The Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit at this point, hold on. You see, a lot of the articles have errors in them. You know. I mean, if you could be an editor running one part, you know. I talk about it already, Mario. I talk about it again, look more, man. So, the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit says at this point, he has only been identified as Sergeant Smith. He was found sometime between 10 a.m. and noon. I think that was yesterday. His full name and details about the situation, well, the station or unit to which he was attached have not yet been ascertained. It is also not yet clear where the vehicle was found. I don't recall seeing any update. What I should have done is try to get some information, but then it never really happened. So I don't know the full details. I suppose in subsequent streams I may be able to provide some more details and possibly to shed some light on possible cause of death. So I don't know if he died from natural causes or he was murdered or what. Yeah, but I know that a policeman was found dead in his private vehicle in St. Elizabeth. The details are a bit sketchy at this point in time. No, Finar. As I said, I just explain that. Sierra Dion, good night. And thing. Jaja, give me true love. I need not search no more. Portland farmer shot dead tending to cows in neighboring St. Thomas. A Portland farmer was shot dead on Sunday morning in the neighboring parish of St. Thomas. The deceased has been identified as 54-year-old Vivian Johnson, popularly known as CJ. Now, reports are that about 9 a.m., the farmer, who was from Hector's River in Portland, went to tend to his cows on a section of the bordering parish. Wouldn't that be in a section? But alright. It is believed that in the process he encountered men stealing his cows and he was subsequently shot several times. The Golden Grove police are conducting an investigation into the development. Ah, boy. Same thing again. Dwayne, who is called chef? The farmer or the police officer? So, gentleman on screen, now deceased, a farmer by profession. He raises cows. Oh, Flatgrass, Portland. Okay. And he left his home to attend to his cows. Allegations are he then encountered men trying to steal his cows. And the man them turn around, killing him while trying to steal his cows. The man or men who killed Mr. Johnson, I am certain that money would have passed through their hands sufficient enough to purchase a cow or cows for themselves. But instead, they use said money to purchase guns and ammunition to rob people like Mr. Johnson, who is out here trying to make a decent, honest, legal living, raising his cows. And instead of them using the money to go buy cows or calves and raise, them use it by a gun, go kill a man where raise him cow them. And you know the sad irony in that something here. If Mr. Johnson was able to hold on to one or two of them brother Zane, and the community start beat them, you then hear people in our crowds have to leave them because are hungry, they're hungry. Or my personal favorite comment that I have heard that I've seen like this. Lord the man, cause the whole of we are thief. Like I still have that video clip there in my archive put on, you know. Lord the man, cause the whole of we are thief. Like I have sat down and look on a video and hear my Jamaican brothers have said, lower man because the whole of we are thief. Or lower man because he hungry, or lower man because nothing go on. The man them have gun, brother, how they get money by gun? Can you imagine the sacrifices that Mr. Johnson had made to acquire his cows. I don't even know how many cows. Yeah? And the man leave him yard, go tend to film cow them. Well, so when you hear say, oh, I just thief my teeth something cause him hungry. Him used to drive minibus carrying school children. So you can see the man is a hustler, brother. So here is a man who now sit down and stretch out him and complain say nothing now go on. The man I try and make the thing happen for himself as per where Dwayne said, and them kill the man. And when we see these videos where people are beat robbers or would-be robbers, the cry is to leave them because, oh God, me sorry for you, I'm hungry, they're hungry. But when them robber you get the upper hand, them not showing no mercy, family. I kill them, I kill you. You take the man things them. And you feel this burning desire to take him life in that process, brother. You're wrong from the get going on. You are wrong. You take the man things. You take something that belong to you. And you kill the man because he's trying to stop you from take what belongs to him. This country is such a sad place. So many sad cases. Which leaves such a bad taste. Oh boy. See a comment on social media that has gained a little viral profile. Somebody asks who won Rick's Cafe and somebody responds, say Rick. Yes, sir. So Rick, what won Rick's Cafe? I don't know if the person that won Rick's Cafe, you know, is called Rick, but I suppose somewhere along the line it's somebody with the name Rick. You understand? So Rick's to face music. We're sharing these things because I'm available. We're not sharing them because we have no expectations, eh? But there's a little thing where the organizers of Moca Fest, they are casting the blame on Rick and this cafe. But we soon get to that. Authorities insist no untouchables, proprietors to be sanctioned if the RMA breach is confirmed. Well, I can read that again. I can read. Authorities insist no untouchables, proprietors to be sanctioned if the RMA breach is confirmed. One more confirmation. Hold on, don't shout it. I'm saying I'm going to come and be calm tonight because, I mean, I am European champion. You understand? You understand? I saw you there. Over here. Yes, me? Yeah, I say me nice. And I'm going to calm. No getting angry tonight, teacher. Zane, our place, why can't do super chat, bro? You know what's a YouTube take you back. My name if you have it like, and some local things go on with one of my regular contributors to super chat. And in other whole fire stand them say, them take it back. They not tell me nothing, just take it. But my name for have it still, so I leave it to pressure them. But if you look up at the top of the chat bar, there's a link up there where you can contribute still if it works for you. You understand? Yeah, man. Oh, something of upset now. Why I still feel a little upset vibes that come on? Who's breathe. Residents of the resort town of Negril were not surprised that Wednesday's police crackdown at Rick's Cafe Negril, many telling the Gleaner that it was long overdue. The residents contended that flouting the Disaster Risk Management Act had been a way of life at the location, and their complaints to the police over many days fell on deaf ears, as DeAndre was making this point on Friday, that this is not the first video from Rick's Cafe. And we just did a deal with them one day at the time. So, but. Sanisha, what go on, baby girl? All is well. It's good to see you. Zane? We were just dealing with the ones that were out in the public at the time. You understand? So watch it now. Make look on this up here. Because you have to laugh. You have to laugh, you know, watch it. The residents say scores of people flock to the world famous attraction daily. And you can hear the entertainment coordinator on the microphone from about 1 mile from the facility. They told the Gleaner, fearful of the repercussions if their names are revealed. From who? Say me know say things that are going on at Rick's Cafe. And me can't say things that are going on at Rick's Cafe. What kind of repercussion you mean? And then you have some regular people around here who have suffered for over a year. Oh, calm teacher. Who have been suffering for over a year now because their bread and butter was through promotions and keeping events and running them shops and them something. They have been living by the protocols and the regulations as declared by the Prime Minister, and they are struggling to put food on their tables. Big Rick and him friend them, I keep party every day, and if me thought there are going to be repercussions, then who is Rick? It's really who is Rick for true. It's who won Rick's Cafe, but you understand? So that is what me not get. You have people out here who them not earn $1 from March last year. Zine, they haven't earned anything. Many businesses have had to close their doors. Many people have been laid off. Many people are struggling to put food on their family table. Zine, and you have now, on the flip side of that, Rick's Cafe having dance every day by the accounts of the people, and people are afraid because of the repercussion. Strange, this feeling I'm feeling. Nice. But we could continue. Let us continue. In fact, the overloaded tiki boat that sank recently in the resort town was marooned at the West End attraction, they said, with at least another 8 boats docked in the vicinity with revelers, as DeAndre was pointing out last class. I did see all the comments with DeAndre making, what you would have deal with this at the time. Rick's seemed to have been operating under its own rules and regulations. It remained the party central for a countless number of tourists who go there for a sunset and booze every afternoon as early as 1 p.m. during the pandemic. This past Wednesday was no different, the residents say, as a spring break-like atmosphere gripped the property with mainly black Americans on location, partying at the annual Moca Fest at the attraction. Moca Fest was advertised as 8 days of parties on the island, with some of the venues kept secret. You know, so that even a birthday party me go from March last year. Not even one birthday party. Right now, me hear my partner talk about 1-year-old birthday party. I mean, I want to go. Because it not keep on my yard, because that had too much people. I mean, I crowd thing, so it's going to be held at her home. I mean, I really want to go. The only reason I go is say I choose means I'm her father. You understand? And, you know, her side of the family have kids and, you know, so, yeah. And party, I keep a Rick's Cafe every day. I mean, I got one birthday party from March last year when the country lock off. Eight party did for keep, you know. Eight party, you know. Eight. I don't get upset, teach. 8 parties were scheduled to be held at different locations, some of which were kept secret. And then Rick a come tell me, and Rick friend them a come tell me, say, yo, them sorry. Eh? For your old pick the birthday party, panta pie. I mean, I'm not sure if I go to this. It's just that I just have to go because being a party. Oh, yeah, they got a party there for true. Yo, you see your friend them more time. It's where I'm going to go work. I never go for party still. You understand? And the party, there wasn't a party where people are Dwayne up on people and a dagger. It's just that enough people, they did it for true still. You understand? So fine. Me accept that. Zine, but me never go there. If me no go to the party, go wine pan 2 girl. Me no go on a party. And drink 2 Guineas and then sitting there some Campari and sorrel beer. Me no go to the party. Me pass by. You understand? And things. So I don't even know. But Richie supposed to be my friend, you know. Richie supposed to be my friend. Richie, as far as I know, me and Richie good. But that's how you go. Jaja. Then on a party me go test. If me not go for study 2 girl and circle 2 girl and drink 2 Guineas and 2 Campari and style beer, then they on a party me go. Yeah, better me go to church. No waste of time that. Yeah, son. Richie big up yourself still. Aye, sir. Alright, we just there though. We can move on. With friends like Richie, you need no enemy. Work, big up food advice. Knock your world, big up yourself in the youth. What does I respect? Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, what I Richie. Jaja. What sort of things? Because things have to happen for things happen still. Yeah, that's what you have to know your friend them. Yeah, them things I drink tamo. I Guinness me thing there. You understand? And Campari and sorrel beer and no thing go. I'm not too drink like that, but I drink them there. Alright, ready or no? Hope they be our last. Alright. Shantoya Campbell, good night. Rick seemed to have been operating under its own rules and regulations. It remained the party central for a countless number of tourists who go there for suns. I will read that already. And something, right? So this past Wednesday was no different. The residents say as a spring break like atmosphere gripped the property with mainly black Americans on location. Partying at the annual Moca Fest at the attraction, yeah? And Moca Fest was advertised as 8 days of parties on the island with some of the venues kept secret. Yes, somebody there. You still can't go to church. See me? The sports bar, which was the first to introduce a COVID-19 surcharge to patrons last October, was ordered closed for 7 days by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, having hosted the party, which breached the orders under the DRMA, while the Tourism Product Development Company has revoked its COVID-19 compliance certification. The entertainment facility will be required to undergo a recertification exercise to ensure strict adherence to the protocols the organization said in its statement on Thursday. The sports bar operators could be fined up to the maximum $1 million or 1 year in prison if found guilty of breaching the rules. If found guilty. There has been outrage across the island as Jamaicans view the Rick's Cafe's operators as untouchables, criticizing the authorities for herding local promoters and patrons into trucks and carting them off to jail when found in breach. So the Negril residents say they gave up complaining about the noise and breaches after calling the police on several occasions and nothing happened. But Superintendent Robert Gordon, who heads the Westmoreland Police Division, said it was unfortunate he was hearing the complaints for the first time. I am not saying that they didn't call, but if something is not happening at the local level, escalate it, because there is evidence that the operators of Rick's Cafe are not untouchable. Contacted to respond to residents' claims on the operation on Wednesday, Tom Martin, property manager, would not say much on their way as he's awaiting the outcome of investigation by the authorities. He, however, admitted that they were taking their medicine. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has said he is expecting that if there is any breach, the full application of the law will be guaranteed. And Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has warned that breaches in the sector will not be tolerated. All our partners, local and international, who will engage our tourism product over the next months, as long as the Disaster Risk Management Act exists, must be compliant in all regards. Bartlett said that the management of the establishment has been summoned to a meeting with the local government ministry and the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Blah, blah, blah. Black sheep, have you any hole? See? But the thing get a little more dicey, spicy. Rick and him friend them. It wasn't us. It was me. Blame Rick's Cafe. Say Moca Fest, Jamaica organizers. When in doubt, single Rick out. The organizers of the 2021 edition of Moca Fest Jamaica have sought to absolve themselves of any blame for the wholesale breaches of COVID-19 protocols at the party that they held at Rick's Cafe in Negril, Westmoreland on Thursday. Anybody wants to wager on Rick's Cafe hosting Moca Fest in the future? I say it won't happen again. The development has resulted in at least the temporary closure of Rick's Cafe, with the operators of the well-known attraction set to meet with government officials Monday morning bright and early to discuss the matter and decide on the overall outcome of development, blah, blah, blah. But in the midst of all this, the organizers of the International Party Series have posited that Rick's Cafe should be blamed for not closing the gate to the venue once the allowed capacity for patrons had been reached under Jamaica's COVID-19 protocol. Social media users have been outraged since videos went viral showing hundreds of maskless partygoers frolicking with no consideration for physical distancing at the event, in clear breach of the Disaster Risk Management Act. Now, in an email that was sent to partygoers on Saturday, the Moca Fest organizers said their intention was to visit the island of Jamaica and enjoy this trip, while isolating the group from the local community. They elaborated that we managed to successfully do that with some of our activities. However, we could not have Rick's Cafe agree to exclusive use of the venue for our guests. We moved forward with the group to Rick's, trusting that as a reputable and licensed attraction, they would do what is necessary and close the gate once maximum allowed capacity was reached in accordance with local COVID protocols, to which they verbally agreed to. To our disappointment, they did not close the gate, the email added. The organizers of the party series further indicated that, due to the local protest and media backlash on Moca Fest and the local government, our hotel partners have informed us that they have no choice but have Moca Fest guests participate in the regularly scheduled hotel itinerary. This means we will no longer be hosting our private activities at the respective host resorts, Moca Fest indicated. In light of the overall developments, including the disruption of partygoers' itineraries, Moca Fest has offered several options to compensate them. These include a full complimentary general party pass to Moca Fest Jamaica 2022 or any other Moca Fest event they choose to book or it'll keep next year. For VIP guests, the complimentary pass will be in the VIP category. Complimentary VIP tickets to either the Atlanta or DC Super Weekend, a 20% discount on any of the following Moca Fest bucket list trips: Moca Fest Thailand, Brazil, Costa Rica, Greece 2020 or Kenya, and a 50% refund on the party package that was purchased. Moca Fest has also made several other changes to its remaining party series in Jamaica, including splitting the remaining excursions over 2 days to ensure adequate room on each boat for proper physical distancing. The organizers have apologized for the changes and disruption to the schedules for the guests that have been brought on by a Rick's Cafe incident, or by the Rick's Cafe incident. You understand? I will eat more than them, but I don't read the rest of it. But you know, see, say a joke thing, yeah, right, you know. A joke thing that turn both things. So they will be having both parties. You see? Instead of run a Rick's place. I need to go down a Rick's Cafe and I want them all let me in. They should do. Me and Rick don't have no issue. You understand? Rick them just do foolishness and me tell them say a foolishness. Rick, me I come that side one of them time there, you know. You know, me not look at disco. Me just hope you not lock me out. You understand? And me I want to go there now. You see, you know, just do folly. You understand? Yeah. I link Rick and his friend one of them time. Yo, Jaja. I take bad things with joke around here. I can't say. Yeah, do it if you do. Rick, the government say all proceeds should go towards fight against COVID. Carry me the teach. But I do even know them all let me in, much less let me with crowd. You know, see them have crowd problem already. You know, see what I go on about there. But I never been to Rick's Cafe still. You understand? So I want to see it for myself. So next time I talk about it, I know exactly what I talk about. So Rick, when I sort out on yourself, so one at a time I can forward or another part, you know. Right now the organizer them say Rick, you know, Rick has a problem. Rick and him friend them. I know we. Because Rick them shouldn't lock the gate. Jaja. Aye, sir. Yeah, boy. So things that yeah, this is a country teacher. Me I want to talk to Rick for sure. Yeah, son, I say Rick then, brother, then what kind of thing that you go on with my lad? What you drink? I could what I drink still. Drink is on me, don't worry about it. But what kind of foolish is that? You understand? You the thing to keep carnival down here and nobody not gonna know, brother. Then that makes sense to you? Ain't Rick? If you're a big man, a careless behavior that. Alright, so I'm going to make it a point of my duty to go to Rick's Cafe one of these times. You understand? They want to let me in, man. Because if they know, so they don't let me in, I want video that. They don't like video, you know. When I realize with Jamaican entities, they don't like videos. I remember when DJ said that I play the fool, man, and I do the video quick and fast. The public relations officer reach out and link up till me have to interview him when I'm on live stream, and they don't like them sitting there. You understand? I just let in a video say to Rick Cafe and Rick and his friend them mash up down here. They don't want to let me talk about it, they don't want to let me in. Then Rick can't let me in, man. Yes, JJ, that go on, brother. You know it, that's how the thing set up. You understand? Hey, Rick they no fool, man. Rick then just, you understand, lose the plot this time. But Rick knows me make the video. You understand? And thing. Rick no want that. I mean, I tell all of my viewers, when they don't come down here, because you see them not, they don't love people. You understand? They don't love all type of people. So Rick no want them sitting there. Teach. You know, book for. Just look for. Yo. Alright, well, love Rick alone there. Right now, Rick have enough problem for content with. And we're there fast with the brother. But I want Rick's Cafe if it's true. Don't tell me say it's Rick. But on a serious note, who want Rick Cafe? Let me see. See, can you say Google? Google no hide nothing for nobody, you know. You understand? Rick's Cafe owner or owners. A white American woman, eh? I saw it I go. So a Rick then. A Rickel. A Rickisha. A Rickwana. Alright, never mind. Some white man from overseas. Me think, and all this time, me think say, been to Rick's Cafe once, bought 2 light beer and water. The bottle of water was $300 on each beer. Hold on, John. Hold on. Let me put John comment on the screen. Because I don't want to know something I tell like, so John comment there. John said, been to Rick's Cafe once, bought 2 light beer and the water. The bottle water was $300. Where gone? Come back here. Zane, bottle water was $300 and each beer $700 and this was 2016 and 5 years ago. And I just tell Rick, so I'm going to buy him juice. Rick, I'm not about to buy any drinks here, brother. Yeah, white people pricing them. I not got them the money, they're bridging. Rick, we not about to drink. We just go talk. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. Because I say, that not sound safe for my pocket, like. Because I say, a man come to Rick's Cafe and buy 2 beer and 1 water and spend $150,000. Then that don't make no sense, brother. Eh? 150 grand a man spending, no? So what does a go all a reason here, Rick? Because right now, that don't work out. John Williams, pick up yourself in the family. Give thanks. Dry throat reason. Yeah, man. It's 150 grand that Rick just make. Yes. Alright. But on a serious note, I know still. Because you kind of get off yourself with peaceful and some serious things are going both here. You know. That story here, I read the art. Well, I read some of it. Now, man, a Jamaican dollar matter, Kev, man. But it don't matter, brother. $700 for 1 light beer. It's not even like a beer heavy, beer light. Suppose it was a heavy beer. This was a grizzly beer. Watch out. I read this article before I streamed on Friday, but I never in a mood feed Friday. You understand? I script it, you know, and I kind of use it to preface another story, another topic. And I have shared with you before a story where a man who was in front of the courts for assaulting his common law partner proposed to her in court, and the judge tell him to go work out then thing and then something, and one whole heap of little things. The woman changed her mind after because she did say yes, and then some whole heap of little things. So I'm not to follow up their story. But that one here, and I am sharing this to say that there are many of these instances happening in the country that we don't see or hear about. And many times, women who are victims of abuse, physical, emotional, oftentimes when their abusers are brought in front of the courts, they are the same ones who turn around and beg the judge to be lenient and show them mercy, and they go back to these person and fall back in the same trap and are abused again. And unfortunately, in some of these instances, these women pay the ultimate price, which is their lives. Woman begs judge not to imprison man who beat her. And I suppose there's a flip side to this. You understand? And the thing is that if I go down and Rick's, you know, as good as me and Scotty and Simi, you know, and then me if we go buy, and then we can drink, if we go buy, so we buy one flask of Campari then. and we buy 1 3 sorrel beer. Then me not have enough buckle for sell for that, brother. No, Rasta. Alright. A woman who was beaten up by her baby father begged the judge not to send him to prison as he is the primary caregiver of their child. Ah, boy. Alright. Herman Robinson pleaded guilty to assault occasioning bodily harm in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court and was initially sentenced to 12 months imprisonment at hard labor. However, Chief Judge Chester Crooks reversed his decision later in the day after he saw the despondent-looking complainant in the courtroom about 2 hours after the sentence was handed down and inquired why she was still there. She told the judge that she was wondering if Robinson could be freed, as he is a primary caregiver of their child. Luckily, Robinson was still in the holding cell inside the courtroom. Crooks reversed his earlier sentence and imposed a new sentence of 12 months imprisonment at hard labor suspended for 2 years. A fingerprint order and a supervision order were imposed on Robinson, and Robinson was told to receive help for his anger management. I don't know what happened on that day, but look at it this way. You could have gone to prison for 12 months. But for the fact that she sits down there and wait and beg for you. Not only that, you have a daughter. You can't tell me that when your daughter gets older and a man puts the man on her, don't you want to defend it? So don't do that to the mother of your child. The relationship is not working out, just walk away. And remember today, more than any other day, the judge told Robinson. The Kingston man was arrested on allegations that on the 16th of May, he and the complainant were at home when they got into an argument. It is reported that Robinson told her that he was going to F her up, and he then started beating her all over her body, causing her to sustain injuries to her face, head, neck, shoulders, and knees. My head, my shoulders, my knees, my toes. Never mind. The court heard that Robinson and the complainant share a 2-year-old daughter and that they are still in a relationship. The complainant told the judge that it was the first time Robinson had laid hands on her. Crook said that domestic violence is a serious matter affecting the society and stressed that the court has a major role to play in dealing with the problem. You don't watch the news to see these types of incidents. You don't want people to say things like that. The police don't do nothing about it. The court don't do nothing about it. And it has to stop, the judge stressed. Robinson, meanwhile, apologized to the complainant for his actions. The behavior, what me did I display to you was inappropriate, and I never quite mean it like that. It was a misunderstanding, and I am very sorry. Please accept my apology, the 24-year-old man said. God made them all. Alright, watch your mouths. Watch your right. Again. Yeah. He is the main breadwinner. Ladies, wanna go look work. Alright, let me take off my glass. Look a bit. Wanna go look work. Cause here we go on. You see if this empress here did a juggle and a hustle, she wanna have to tell no judge say yo spare him because of him alone and take care of the pitney. I never know say we still live in an age and stage where a woman sit down at the mercy of whether a man can provide for her or not. The child is 2-year-old. And I like the child at 2 months old where she need that care and attention right there where you can't go look work. That's the first. I know people ask about teach that son harsh. Yeah, but then me now have to come here so come report on the story. I said this man kill this woman, you know. Because I have seen it before. You understand what I say? Him say, the behavior where him display to her was very inappropriate, and he never quite mean it like that. Oh, you never quite mean it for lick her in her head and her face and on her neck and her shoulder and her knee. Oh, yeah, never that you mean. You didn't mean for cut her throat. Okay, alright, I watch her. See? It was a misunderstanding. Oh, so it was a misunderstanding. You mash up her face and her head and her neck and her shoulder and her knee and her right? Yeah? I'm always saying, you know. Ladies, if a man lick you one time, he will lick you in your ass again. And nothing did for tap you know. You understand? No matter how flat your ass be or how big you be, you will get lick of your ass. So if he lick you one time, he will bust your ass again. So this crocodile tears a man normally come ball on the 2 point them. And put on the bosom them. On the sorry for them. And many women have died because of crocodile tears, you know. You understand? So, I'm going to archive the article and put it down. I hope I have to dust it off one day. Oh, it was a misunderstanding. It's not like a one licker, you know. Our head injured, our face injured, our neck injured, our shoulder injured, our knee injured. And it was just a misunderstanding. Okay. You never mean if it turn out that way there. Okay. After I'm saying I got FR up. But I put on my glass and look when I sleep, yeah? Because I now wash up my hair. You understand? Yes. I hope for the best, you know. Spring Garden. I am hoping for the best, as I say. I hope I have to dust off the article and so remember when we talk about the article and I did say. I not speak. I want a body life, you know. As I said, there's something in the word. There's life and death in the tongue of the word. Something in one place. You understand? So, I not speak death over no body life. I'm just saying I have been doing this YouTube thing long enough to treat with many stories very similar to this, where women have begged judges not to, and men have cried crocodile tears, and women take them back, and that was that. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. Amen, brother Finar. I know in somewhere there. Exactly where. You understand? And speaking about, and as I said, I used that article to preface this one. When men abuse and murder and do all manner of evil to women in the country, you know, there is normally a chain of thought that men don't show no emotions and men are too emotionless and them something there. And a man grow too tough and them not grow with no, you know, some good things. We're seeing where respected and Jamaican renowned social anthropologist Herbert Gale has addressed the issue to an extent, so we have a look. Very interesting. So this is Mr. Gale. I don't know if me and him head can hold on the screen, but me try. You know, my head kind of come in a plus size and film kind of, he can't hold. And it could have my head, I bigger one out of two, you know, but that's how it goes still. It's me make my head. Gale says, don't pressure boys to behave like girls. And me could dissect that's up here. Dr. Herbert Gale, a social anthropology lecturer at the University of the West Indies, UMona, says that boys should not be expected to act like girls in emotional expression or communication style and must be trained how to show respect to others. The 21st century humans actually expect men to develop a brain like females. What you want to do is to understand how a boy communicates his emotions and embrace that while you are making him into a guided male, where he understands how to appreciate everybody, said Gale. while addressing a students' town hall empowerment seminar virtually on Thursday. The meeting, which was held under the theme Making It Against the Odds, was the second in a series hosted by the St. James-based Anchovy High School and the Coalition of Principals to examine the social issues affecting education and the development of students. Now, according to Gail, boys need to receive balanced training when they are taught about masculinity in order for them to not become too aggressive or too passive. Do not encourage boys to become girls. Yeah. Do not encourage boys to become girls, nor encourage girls to become boys, because they are not the same. I have seen people pressure boys to behave like girls to the point where the boys become confused. And I have seen people pressuring boys to be more masculine to the point where the boys become aggressive, explained Gail. We must teach them how to respect everybody. And the more a boy learns respect, the more he is tolerant of everybody, added Gail. But neither of the two extremes is going to help you create a stable male. Gail also noted that only a small percentage of men are able to communicate on the same level and to the same degree as women. We are nowhere near comparable to women in communication. Women talk 3 and 1.8 times more than men per day. Hold on. Let me check something here, sir. The man say woman talk a lot. Is that the man say? Yeah? Yes. So Gail say, you know, as we should. So Rebellious Boutique, are you saying that you speak a lot? 2 to 3 times per day more than your partner? I could have why. Alright, watch out. So what we shall we there though? We have things to talk about. Oh, so not going in a man life. Oh, for life just bland so. You understand? Very outdated thinking. Sizzler, calm down, man. You understand what I say? Calm down, man. Calm down. Make the lecture, man. Alright, watch out. We shall there, though. We shall there. It's over there. The man I said women communicate way more effectively than men, which is true. You understand? We not to get up in our feelings like that and, you know, talk everything with the mind and bust people ears. Why? Enough man chat too much. Well, that is true still. In everything you're going to have exception. But man not really chat enough like that. You understand? Man not really chat much like that on a general level still. Yes, you say something, Sizzler, man. You say outdated thinking, man. You understand? So I not see it, man. But watch it now. Alright, watch it. Try with it. Let me find it back. Cause I say, I don't want to lie for nobody about here now. We are nowhere near comparable to women in communication. Women talk 3 and 1.8 times more than men per day. And only 13% of men can talk on the average of women. Said Gail, but 85 to 87% of men do not like to talk too much. We are not good at communicating. I don't know that I am not good at communicating. I communicate when I need to communicate. The whole of a talking thing, I always dep on it. You understand? Sometimes I just want to be left alone with my thoughts. You see? Yeah, it's just me that. You understand? But on the flip side now, you know the female them in your life, boy, rough rasta. You have to just listen to them, yes. Now, Cornwall College principal and president, member of the Principals Association, Michael Ellis, who participated in the meeting, said that effective communication and conflict resolution are crucial to restricting the tide of societal violence. We should reject violence, and to me, that means we should operate in such a way that we seek to resolve conflicts through dialogue and negotiation. And the truth is, that is probably why a lot of men get caught up in doing violent things because we don't really talk so much. Things kind of bottle up and pent up inside us, and we just snap, explode, and we make some life-altering decisions. And decision we can take people's lives. You understand? 007, give thanks to the brother. You know what I think, I appreciate it. So which is fair. We cannot win everything. So we have to accept somebody else's point of view. Adapt a win-win strategy. And we should listen to understand. You can't listen when them go 1 million miles per hour and a father, teacher, principal, fam. You understand? It be rough. Rough still. So yeah, what you have to do now? You have to just find a little balance in that thing. Zine, you have to listen now, but you don't want to listen sometime, Because those sort of things set up. You have to compromise. In order to make any relationship work, you have to compromise and give a listening ears. Sometimes then take your listening ears still. You give it and thing. But the truth is that we live in a society where some parents are of the view that them now go grow them son for not have no emotions and them something there. The thing is that is not what the thing for said. Boys should be raised as boys and girls raised as girls. As Dr. Jahmiel is, in my opinion, rightly saying, is that while you raise your boy as a boy, you're not going to lose sight of the notion that yes, respect for everybody, respect for everybody's viewpoints is important, and in learning to respect now, the child will become a little bit more emotionally mature. And you can't try to grow a girl like a boy either, because mentally, physically, emotionally, a girl is made up different from a boy, and a boy is made up different from a girl. You understand? So what you're going to do is to raise your child in such a way, gender-wise, gender-appropriate, that they understand that, they have to value and respect other people. But you can't try to grow your youth into a girl and grow your girl into a boy. I think that makes sense. So interesting article. I felt that I needed to, kind of point that out. And I think it kind of works well with the previous story where you have some youths out here and stop, beat up the woman, them and all sort of sitting on here or something. It's rough, you understand? It's rough, but you can't try to raise your boy as a girl and your girl as a boy. You have to raise the youth, them. Zine? You have to raise. Science is saying otherwise as to what? College's kitchen? And thing, and neck. I was raised as a boy. You understand? But I understood from early enough that, you have to respect people. And through respect, you develop a certain level of emotional intelligence. We still work on that. You understand? I am not the most emotional person. I don't think I've ever been. I show love in general. My way of showing love is probably not, something that everybody will see and readily realize and think. Right, Keisha, very, very solid point. Balance. That is important. Zane, that is very, very important. We need a balance. You understand? So I'm not the most emotional person in the world. I've never been, really, Zane, but I respect the fact that, other persons will have emotions and things that I do will hurt or affect other people, and as such, I try to tailor the things I do, you understand, that I know will affect people in certain ways too. Spring Goddess of a ball, easy star. Boy, the balling thing they still been a really yeah, but alright. I mean, it is okay to express your emotions your way. I am somebody who will not talk, like me just not talk about it, and me internalize and me deal with it my way. You understand? So I take my ball too much when I was a child, like me ball out. You understand? There are no saying that girls who now identify as male, it's because they have particular makeup of male, likewise boy. I don't agree with that still, but alright. When I was a child, I cried a lot. Yeah, for various different reasons. Many times feeling sad, many times feeling unloved. You understand? Many times wondering why your mother leave you, why your life so hard, why I just So me do my balling already. So me not really ball these days. You understand? And thing. I don't know, but yeah, but me ball too much one time, yeah, sir. So me no ban no more water around them party. It probably will build up back, but right now with us. You see me? Yeah, man. So as me I say, different people deal with them things differently. But even though I may not be as emotional as the people around me, you understand? And I have been accused of not showing emotions before. I have made concerted efforts to work on same. You understand? Maybe not to the level that was expected or required of me, but me try. You understand? If I say ladies hug teach. But good man. Good man. You see me? But it's a work in progress. You know, the older I become, you know, the more emotionally mature I become, I guess. And, you know, kind of probably soften up on some little things. But never been that type. Just hold it out like soldier and keep it moving. You see me? Because when I was a child, I used to cry a lot. You understand? I just ball on top. And nobody with the balling again. I just saw it thing go. You see me? Mm-hmm. Yes, Rasta. I guess crying helps some people feel better. The time when me used to ball, me used to feel better. So I'm not bother with it. You understand? I'm not tell if I'm ball, I just say balling no work for me. You understand? Then time me a ball, they don't know. You see me? Yes, soldiers cry too, but me not bother with it. You understand? But me not say soldiers get nothing crying. Cry soldier, but me just not bother with it. So I say me just ball nothing in my top. Me not say me no cry again, you know. You understand? I mean, I am a father, and if anything should happen to my kids, then I mean, yeah, both say just get over and ball. So no. You understand? Even when my mother passed, people I wonder why me not cry. Like, me just never cry like that. You understand? Teach all when we have the miscarriage in the road, a bar on the highway. Jaja, me understand spring. You know one thing, go man. As me say, we dealt with that not so long ago either. I just hold it out, you understand, and just be there for my partner, and you know what I mean? If she cry, you know, we'll comfort her, but we're not up on the balling thing. No, you know, I mean, I don't really cry, you know, I mean, just cry a little bit if him hungry, if him wake up and him hungry and, you know, attend to him same time. But no, sir. I will cry if him want to do something and you prevent him from, you know, babies, general crying. When him the younger, he used to ball at night time and this, you know what I'm doing. You understand? But same type, you know, like that. No, that's a different ball at a level 100. I don't even know that's a different story for a different time. But yeah, that's one different ball. So next thing I know, I can move on. Because I say, I forgot my bed. You see me? I get old too. So, thing, mother one picnic. So when she dead, I know me I go cry. Alright, Dominic, we know what thing say still. You see me? I'm tired of ball. So till me have no tears left. Boy, this. So the thing said, Jaja. I'm not cry at wedding. Cry at what? If me not ball a funeral or wedding, me I go ball family. I remember when my little cousin John play me. Sheldon born September and I was born in November. Same year. I think we were 11 when Sheldon joined. I never ball. The day when I never cry. The funeral, I not cry. No. Then time I ball too much already, brother. You understand? It's a youth when I look at me just balling, man. You understand? So, run out of water around this. I'm bother with that. I mean, it work as I said, it work for some people, but crime has never solved any problem for me. I guess that is just it. You understand? Me and Sheldon used to do all our things them together. You understand? Get trouble together. You understand? Play together. And I remember the day, the evening, when the brother named Lenz, kind of long, so you understand? And Nicole, them come through the shortcut. Time I over next door, over more them, I drive my board wheel truck, and them I say, call you Joe, and I again, Jamil. See, I don't even remember reacting like that. See? But I know that whenever I want to walk where them walk, so I go around the road and see them time I buck up with them. My grandmother come from work. Jesus Christ. So she did it here already, I think. I meet her. I don't remember either. See? And we go down the riverside and see Sheldon lay down on the riverbank. I just look upon him. See? I just remember Uncle Frame say, tell my grandmother say, I'm lucky say I'm not come home tonight because he would then dead same way. Because they tell us so when I feel like the yard night and gone a river night that day. Funeral, everybody a ball on the road and they're sitting there. I just look. Yeah. I guess I just deal with my thing. I don't know. From a long time, I just, yeah. It might sound, I know some people are listening and say, what teach? I see somebody say teach numb. Oh, somebody contributed earlier to me to say thanks to you. I'm not even remember. I'm there to tap my face. The person who contributed to the stream earlier, I really and truly appreciate it. I don't remember the name. And the person, Rose just contribute just now. Never. Big up yourself. I think I never contribute earlier. And Rose, big up yourself. My mom no got the river me I look on Sheldon and my grandmother because I end up go down there with my grandmother because we meet her on her way coming from her. Remember she threw away her handbag and spread out in her road and there something. Poor Miss Lou. And we go down there and she a try touch and them I tell her. I mean, because I listen to everybody, them I said, don't touch him. You understand? Me have picture Sheldon right now, lay down without shirt, the yellow and black striped shorts, and them I tell my grandmother not to touch him. Remember one local youth named Lisa. Remember him walk past me and say, Jaja. And him I said Jaja, he said, Jano. Sorry, my youth. I'm going to one different story about Lisa for next time. See me? Auntie and remember funeral auntie called a Sheldon mother. And Sheldon is her only child up to this day. And we remember she roll and she ball and I don't know. I mean, I tell you the truth, I don't know. You see me, so I don't do the balling thing, answer. You see? I just probably that's something I need for work on, but as me I say, just a lot. I grew up some type of way where after a while, as we done till I say, balling thing never mean much to me. I made the ball too much too as a baby, as a boy. Just too many things to cry about when I was very young. I'm just not bother with it. And on my lines, you understand? And people think I'm heartless and no, me have emotions, you know. Me just not readily show my emotions or wear them on my sleeve like some people. But you know, we still have our own battles them we will fight internally and you know, we talk every now and then and people are amazed like they would have never know say we go through them something, but we don't make them something that hold we down. Mentally we just kinda, you know, work them out in our head and you know we try for what I've spent most of my life doing is trying to forgive people. You understand? That is what I've spent more than a ball. See? Like so many people in my head, maybe wrongly too, I think wronged me as a child and never do by me what they were supposed to do, and I just mentally evolve them people there. So what I have done is, you know, as I grow, I try to forgive them people. That I think that has been my mission as an adult. You understand? So those sort of things set up. You understand? I'm going to say give thanks to my stepmother, Janice Duncan, and my grandmother, Miss Irma Henry, Miss Lowe. Yeah, man. Big up to them two empress there. Them two daughters there. True daughter them. Yeah, man. The true two daughters. Yeah. Real women. Grandmother, stepmother. So I think set up. Alright, so I can move on. But everybody else, we just therapy is good. We need a chance sometimes. I don't know about that night, so I'm not chatting nobody about my business too deep on that night. So I'm saying, as I tell you many times, I don't speak a lot. And people say, well, you teach and you love chat, so when I teach or I stream, I talk because then there's a need for me to talk. But in general, me with the woman, I not really talk. Like, I talk if I have to talk, if I have a conversation. I not just have to come sit down and chat. So, no. Yeah. When people find out say I don't really talk, them I say, then I assume somebody this me know. Then me never tell us I love talk. You assume I love talk. Then you assume that wrong. Alright. yeah. I mean, I will have an argument with nobody. If I have something to talk about it, I'm gone. You can't make up your whole of your nice and nice. I mean, not depend. I mean, a nice thing. That I next. I mean, I like nice on my ears. So if I go make nice on my ears, then we're not going to talk. Spring God is a bit for talk. But good man, as Bushman would have said. I talk to a few people, you understand, and that is how I have been able to leg off some things. I can't, if you're going to make nice, if you're going to talk, fine. But if you're going to make nice on my ears, then I alone are going to make nice. Because I mean, a nice thing with your family. You understand? Yeah, you come here and you make nice. Then why you think I'm going to make nice with you? No. Calm down and we talk. You understand? When you're ready to talk, we talk. If you're going to make nice, then you're going to make nice by your own. I know a nice making thing. So back to some people run at some parties, because I date not point finger in my head back for though. Why you take your finger out of my head back? You understand? Yeah, but alright. And words are many, sin is not absent. I was like that too, bro. But Spring Garden come like a move from one extreme to the next, brother. Yeah, I mean, soon start make nice. Every time say, beer gonna make more nice. Crossing Dayton. PNP activist pushes back at people questioning motive in sex scandal as Campbell maintains innocence. This is not going away, you know. You understand? This is not going away. No, sister. No. Confirmation has come from Justice of the Peace, Robert Buchanan, that he has met with one of 3 young women at the center of a sex scandal involving People's National Party GenSec, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Campbell has denied all claims against him. However, Buchanan has confirmed that he signed a March 1, 2021 statement, one of 3 being used by PNP activist Karen Cross in her defense against a defamation suit Campbell has brought against her. However, Buchanan has confirmed that the Kingston JP said he signed a statement verifying that the now 18-year-old woman's identity and the signature with her in his presence, but did not offer much explanation for some of the major questions, such as how he was approached. Why all this questioning, he queried at one stage. Subsequent telephone calls to him have gone unanswered. Let me point out something before I move on though. A JP often verifies identity. A JP may not verify the contents of a document. Let me probably try stress it again. As far as I know, I could be wrong here. Justices of the peace are more into verifying identity, saying that the person whose name is on this is the actual person who wrote and signed to this, and not necessarily the contents of a document. Mark you, I wouldn't really sign to nothing when I don't know about. So if I go sign one document, I have to go read it. You understand? But if there's anybody who understand more about how the JP thing goes, then you can correct me. But as far as I know, they are more into verifying identity and signatures, and not necessarily the contents. But I don't know why I would sign to a document if I did not peruse it. But then that is probably me. But alright. So next thing now, which are we there? The other two statements dated March 12th and March 18th were signed by St. Andrew JP Carleen Witter, whom the Sunday Gleaner has been unable to reach. JP's authenticate identities and verify signatures. Alright, never mind. I never read the article, I just see it and know something if you talk about it. You understand? And not necessarily the contents of the statements presented to them. Like, let me put this in this. This is basically what I said just now. And I really did not read this article. In March, a letter Cross sent to the PNP emerged publicly in which the controversial comrade accused the former St. Ann Northwestern Member of Parliament of pedophilia. The PNP said the claims were not substantiated with evidence and turned over the issue to the police, who closed their investigation in April with a similar conclusion. Neither Ms. Cross nor anyone else provided anything that could establish the allegations as credible, the police said in an April 18 statement. Not only did Campbell strongly deny the claims, he filed a defamation lawsuit against Cross, Natalie Stack, and Michelle Stern, accusing them of harming his reputation. He has since described Cross as a political mercenary who belonged to a well-funded group aimed at toppling him and undermining Mark Golding, PNP president and opposition leader. Last week, the political pressure on Campbell intensified after the leaking of Cross's defense filed in court on the 13th of May, and revelations of 3 statements, purportedly from 3 women, claiming they had sex with the PNP Gensec when they were under age 16. Children under age 16 cannot consent to sex, and convicted offenders face up to life imprisonment. When contacted, Campbell told the Sunday Gleaner that he was standing by a statement made on the issue last Wednesday. I reject in the strongest of terms recent and ongoing allegation made against my character, he said in a public statement in which he also questioned the credibility of the woman's statement. Those credibility questions were raised after it was disclosed that the names and other identifying information of accusers were redacted from the statements. Now, criminal defense lawyer Peter Champagny says although the case is a civil one, it is not unusual for names to be redacted in court filings, but it would become a concern if at a later stage the concealed information could not be disclosed. Either side can make what they want of it in terms of using it to his or her advantage. If it is that the end of the day, the justice of the situation requires full disclosure, then the court will make an order, the Queen's Counsel said. I can't cross-examine Mary Brown if I don't know if Mary Brown exists. I would need to know that this person exists. Under the law, persons can be prosecuted for failing to report cases of child abuse. However, children's advocate Diane Gordon Harrison said the absence of key details mean it is unclear when Cross or the JPs became aware of the allegations. If the information came to the attention of either the JPs or Cross while they alleged accusers were below 18 and they did not report, then there's a criminal offense called failure to report, said Gordon. None of the 3 statements attached to Cross defense was provided to police investigators, confirmed Deputy Superintendent Radcliffe Gordon, who is attached to the Center for Investigation for Sexual Offences and Child Abuse (SOCA), the arm of the police that looks into the matter. The case remains closed. In the meantime, Cross is insisting that justice and fear and the alleged accusers were the major reason she did not contact the police. The girls, the alleged victims, told me that they don't want to go into no police. They made that clear. I figured that I had to do it my way, she told the Sunday Gleaner in her first major media interview since the latest developments. Cross admitted that she did not attempt to speak with Campbell when she first started hearing the allegations as early as 2016 during an internal PNP election campaign. Cross' solution was to use the party system. I am a PNP. There's a part of me that wanted to be wanted it to be handled differently, where the girls get some level of justice, but don't bring the party into public disrepute, she said. But the PNP, through its disciplinary committee led by former MP John Jr., dismissed Cross's letter for a lack of evidence. Cross, though, is insisting that she's helping the girls by not providing any evidence to the police. I look at Sissoka's record. Dismal. The system is not supportive of the girls. The system is a reactive system and not to prevent anything. What happened is that the police get their statement from the girl. Nobody cares about the girls afterwards, she charged. Some cases are worth the fight and even worth the damage. It wasn't like an orchestrated campaign to bring down anybody, the activist said, adding that she intensified her efforts when it became clear Mark Golding would be elected PNP president. I thought to myself that Dayton Campbell is going to play a big role in that, and it is important we get everything out in the open. That admission could lend to critics who have questioned her motives, especially since she had refused to cooperate with the police. I can't discuss it with you, she said, of the path she is pursuing to help the alleged victim. I can understand why some sections of society would question my motives, media and other people. People can sit on their perches and judge and say, you should have done this or you should have done that. A bruising week for Campbell ended with his PNP divided over whether he should step aside and fight the allegations, notwithstanding a party statement Thursday backing him. We don't know the party statement says still. Alright. So I can read it anyways. The party stands firm in support of our General Secretary, the PNP said, arguing that what has emerged in this matter fails to meet any reasonable standard of credibility and insufficient to force Campbell to step aside. It was not a united front, as all four PNP vice presidents reportedly said during an internal meeting Thursday that Campbell should step aside or at least take a leave of absence. The party does not need this, and we have to set an example. How can we speak on George Wright? Said a party official close to the discussions, referring to the JLP MP who has not denied being the man captured on video using a stool to beat a woman last month. The politician's case is being led by a Queen's Counsel, Georgia Gibson Henlin, which Cross's legal defense is headed by attorney at law Robert Colley. Yeah, I think. Alright. That was very long on them something there. But I had to read that. You understand? Remember, on Friday night, I told you that as far as I could discern, the People's National Party is still at war. The People's National Party is more divided than it was even before the presidential election. The People's National Party is more divided than before the general elections. The PNP is at war. And let me write this. Next thing I'm going to say a teacher write the article. It's not me writing. The PNP is at war. Golding cites significant considerations in backing Gensec as a bigger plot said to be afoot. Allowing Dr. Dayton Campbell to remain in his position as General Secretary of the main opposition People's National Party weakens the leadership of the political organization, one of its predecessors has warned. Almost 6 months into his tenure, Campbell has found himself engulfed by sexual misconduct allegations arising from a defamation lawsuit he filed against Firebrand PNP activist Karen Cross and 2 other women. He has denied the allegations, and the leadership of the PNP has publicly thrown its support behind the former Member of Parliament for St. Ann Northwestern. Paul Burke, a former General Secretary of the PNP, said he did not believe the allegations against Campbell and made it clear that he would be amazed and disgusted if they were true, but acknowledged that they will cloud pronouncements by the PNP on national issues. He remaining as Gensec weakens the party leadership at this time. Burke said before hinting at more deep-rooted issues. Wow. THM did not know that. There's a war going on in the People's National Party. I wonder where we have heard that before. And I don't know nothing about the PNP inside, and I just look on it and see. There's a war going on in the People's National Party, and this is one of the many battles. This one has not gone, like in the past, to physical violence. It is a propaganda war. It's a social media war, character assassination war, and it is not over ideology. Gender Affairs Minister Olivia Grange and the corruption watchdog group Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal are the latest to add their voices to the chorus of calls for Campbell to step aside, at least until the allegations are cleared. This involves minors, and as a result, it is of grave concern. It is a matter that has to be treated with great urgency and impartiality to all sides, regardless of political parties, Grange said of the allegations against Campbell, while underscoring that she was not passing any judgment. The person who is accused should at least stand down or remove himself from duties. That would have him up front in the public view until the matter has been addressed, she added without naming Campbell. Horace Levy, a director of the people that we mentioned before, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, signaled that among other things, the watchdog group's position regarding the PNP Gensec was influenced by the fact that the allegation comes weeks after legislator George Wright became embroiled in an assault saga. Wright, the member... I'm fine, right, because I keep no secret around after nobody, you know, so if we don't know him, I this. Alright. I don't want to know him still, but alright. Wright, the Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Central, has not publicly commented on whether he was the man captured in a 9-minute video which surfaced last month showing a man beating a woman with his hands and what appears to be a stool. He was initially declared a person of interest by police investigators, but the probe was shelved after the woman refused to cooperate with detectives. Not every time someone is accused of this kind of conduct should they necessarily have to step aside, but because of the climate, the context, and because of the frequency of these charges, it seems to us he ought to step aside, Levy said, making reference to Campbell. Not stepping aside, he said, cast a shadow over the PNP and its messaging on issues of national importance. In people's minds, in people's heads, it obscures, it creates a kind of shadow, a veil through which they, the public, perceive everything the PNP is going to say, Levy reasoned. The decision by the PNP to throw its support behind Campbell was based on a number of significant considerations, PNP President Mark Golding said. As an example, Golding said the PNP considered it significant that 3 statements purportedly filed by Cross in defense of the lawsuit filed by Campbell are all dated in early March this year, before the social media messages that triggered the court action. But she did not bring them to the attention of the police in April, when they were investigating her allegations, he said, making reference to Cross sit down with the police detectives. Further, Golding, the opposition leader, suggested that an obvious anomaly was apparent in one of the statements, but did not elaborate. Golding, an attorney at law, also raised the possibility that Cross and the Justices of the Peace who signed off on the statement could be in breach of the Child Care and Protection Act. Section 6 of the legislation stipulates that anyone who has information that a child was abused, or could be abused, or is currently being abused, has a duty to notify authorities. If there's evidence that suggests that any adult had this information and did not make the report, as required under Section 6, there's a criminal offense called failure to report, which is triable in the parish court, explained Children's Advocate. Blah, blah, blah. The offense carries a maximum fine of $500,000 or 6 months in prison. Alright. May I read the whole of them something, because I am just showing you, as I told you on Friday, that there is a war going on inside the People's National Party, and it is not a cold war. It's an active war. It is just being kept away for now from the media spotlight. In some cases, it's an ideological war, but in some cases, the war is far more sinister than that. Because there are still people in the PNP who are of the view that Mark Golding shouldn't be the president, ex-person should be the president, and Answer and Kofat. You understand? Some people have said that man shouldn't be VP or that man shouldn't be Gensec. So again, the party is disunited. It is filled with different factions and fractions. Never mind. So, that is what it is. But I can wrap up on the George Wright situation because him still not do the right thing. See, George Wright is on a leave of absence and is still being paid by taxpayers. Yeah? Because as per the Constitution of Jamaica, he cannot be removed from his seat as Member of Parliament. However, as far as I know, he can be expelled from the Jamaica Labour Party. But you know and me know that that will never happen. Eh? George Wright should be expelled from JLP if, says O'Brien Chang. So this is Kevin O'Brien Chang, eh? Political analyst, businessman, what have you. George Wright should be expelled from the Jamaica Labour Party if he fails to clear his name in relation to the merciless beating of a woman that was captured on video earlier this year, according to public affairs commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang. O'Brien Chang made the assertion earlier this week as he spoke to journalists regarding the sex scandal that has erupted around Gensec, Dayton Campbell. The well-known businessman said Campbell should step aside as Gensec until he clears his name. This was after Campbell was accused by PNP activists Karen Cross and social media bloggers of having sex with underage girls. We know Campbell has denied the allegation of the PNP saying they are standing by Campbell and all of them something. Right, the Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Central, representing the Jamaica Labour Party, was dropped from the JLP's parliamentary caucus in April after a video emerged showing a man raining blows on a woman with his fist and a stool in Hanover. The woman has since been identified as Tanisha Singh, a businesswoman and reportedly Wright's common-law wife. Because of the low quality of the video, which went viral, the police were unable to definitively state whether the woman beater was Wright. Despite initial verbal reports filed by both Wright and Singh claiming that the other had attacked them, neither returned to the police to furnish formal statements, forcing the police to close the case. And see, we blame the police for this, but then the police cannot do anything based on the laws of the land. The police can't go lock up George Wright or Tanisha Singh just so because of the laws of the land. And many times in treating with the police and accusing the police, we forget that the police must operate within the auspices, within the confines of the laws as per the constitution of the country. And here is one case where if these two individuals are not willing to cooperate with the police, there is not enough backing in law for the police to proceed without their cooperation. Again, the laws as devised, designed, and postulated by our politicians. Not the police, you know. The police don't make laws, you know. The police operate to uphold the laws that were made by our politicians. The people them where we elect and select to administer over our affairs as a nation. They are many times the roadblock as it relates to crime and violence and the maintenance of law and order in Jamaica. Our politicians. So even if in our head we convince a Mr. Wright and we convince a Tanisha Singh, see, the police them cannot do nothing because both parties are not willing to give the police an official statement or to cooperate with investigations. Danny, which photo evidence? You see the video? So, and even so, Danny, the laws of the country, many laws on the books, needs to be modified, needs to be updated to 21st century realities. And would you be able to make out George Wright's face from that video that you saw, Danny, based on this picture here of George Wright. You understand? So, I saw the thing, the police them sometimes bear the cross and the burden, but in truth, even though them do all of foolishness sometimes, many times they are not able to do certain things because of the laws that exist. But we don't put these things into consideration when we roast the police. I mean, many times them can't do certain things because the law don't afford them the authority to do that. I don't think them live there, you know. I don't think where the incident happened, George Wright live there, so EDN family. Yeah, so I will look at things, but just don't say none of them now cooperate. Alright. Because of the low quality of the video, which went viral, the police were unable to definitively state whether the woman beater was right, despite initial verbal reports filed by both. So Wright filed one report, Singh filed one report at two different police stations, claiming the other had attacked them. Neither returned to the police to furnish formal statements, forcing the police to close the case. Singh's physical condition resulted in her being assisted by the police to seek medical attention for her injuries when she visited the police station to make her report. And while Wright has been forced out of the governing party's parliamentary caucus and suspended from all party matters, and has proceeded on 2 months leave of absence from the House of Representatives, getting full salary nonetheless, which ends on June 21st, O'Brien Chang believes the JLP must go further. Tamu said, what about DNA? None of the people them now want to cooperate with the police. So based on the laws, got collect what you want collect. Not the police them cannot do anything based on the laws that exist. Look like I don't understand what I'm saying. Based on the laws them exist. If the two people them are involved are not willing to cooperate with the police, they cannot do anything based on the laws that exist. So talking about DNA and evidence here and evidence there, the video not clear. None of the two parties them willing to cooperate with the police. So based on the laws that exist, the police don't have the authority to do anything else other than wait and see if one of them will change and come talk to them. So it's not a matter of what if and how. As it exists now, the police them can't do nothing no more. Based on the laws that exist. And we not look at it in the context of no other countries. We look at the context of Jamaica. The Jamaica situation, the reality is, based on the laws, if none of them no cooperate with the police, nothing can be done. And that is idiocy. And it boils right back down to our politicians failing us when they go into garden house, go sit down and nap on bench. Because the laws on the books, many of them are outdated and antiquated and medieval. And in some cases, imbecilic. What about the medical treatment she received? Right, good. Good question. No. Medical record, interaction between a doctor and a patient is supposed to be confidential upon a level. See, so if the police don't have enough evidence for proceed and then the court demands a medical thing, I don't think the police them can just get that so. I suppose that have to be a court matter, but the police them can't even proceed beyond where them there to reach a stage because none of the individuals are willing to cooperate. I don't think the police them can just go in and sing doctor and ask them for a medical record. I don't think that works, so that would have to be an order from the courts. And all the court are going to make that order now if the police them can't get no cooperation from none of the two persons. And all we are saying, Chanel, is that the law is foolishness. You understand? And we have seen many cases down the years, not just physical abuse case. We have seen murderers. We see video, man, brothers from video kill man. And the man then walk off because the lawyer convinced the jury say you can't identify the man them because from back way they record them and then sitting there. So, having a video is one, but you can go in a court and a good lawyer can make that video that seem pointless. Because if you have a video and you can clearly identify the man face on it, then the video is useless. So in a case like this, and remember, you know, people were there because you see people walk into the frame or something. Then the people don't cooperate with the police them either. So what the police them gonna do? The police them can't do nothing. And I'm saying we are here blaming the police. They are not the ones who are to be blamed in this situation because they cannot proceed any further based on the laws of the country. That is the point that I am making. Many times we blame the police. The police are not at fault. They are unable to proceed, and then we see the police as being corrupt and being corrupt. But the police them can't do nothing more because the laws do not support the police actions any further. That is the simple point that I try to make. A lot of times we blame the police. They are to be recused from getting blamed because the laws that governs the JCF does not allow them the authority to do certain things. The police them can't just arbitrarily go do every and anything they want, you know. As much as you may think they do, they cannot. So it is the laws that exist that needs to be treated with. The politicians them need to fix it. But then why would they fix it when they stand to benefit from these follies and the law book sometimes? Let me finish. And while Wright has, we said all of that already, and proceeded on 2 months leave of absence from the House of Representatives, which ends on June 21, O'Brien Chang believes the JLP must go further, arguing that politicians should not be afforded any special treatment in the society. O'Brien Chang said, I think George Wright, at the end of his leave of absence, the JLP should expel him from the party. If he cannot come forward and say it is not me in the video, he should be expelled. If he wants to sit as an independent MP after that, the JLP can't do anything more, but they should expel him, O'Brien Chang stated. The JLP has to set a standard of behavior, so too the PNP added. And I can't understand the unwillingness of the Jamaican Labour Party to be more strident in the George Wright situation. It's not like the JLP win the last election by 1 or 2 seats, you know. The JLP win the election by about 99 to 1, you know, brother. So if you have to set an example, Mr. Prime Minister, and you have to sacrifice George Wright for the greater good, then what is the issue? In wars, sacrifices have to be made. But the Prime Minister is not willing to do that, apparently. So if the man, our place expelled away from school, he has been sent on 2 months leave of absence, full paid. Me and you are paid. So if you're there Jamaica, you are paying to and me are paying. And when you send money come here to your people, if you're not there Jamaica, you help him. And then sit there. You understand? Romy, nah man, that close to 99 to 1, man. About 1 seat PNP win, man. You understand? Joke thing. But as me I said, it's not like George Wright being expelled from the, and chances are, if George Wright is expelled and a by-election is run, the JLP might still well win back the seat. Or not, because that was always a PNP stronghold. But it's not like the Prime Minister needs that 1 seat to hold on to his position of power inside Government House. I cannot understand the unwillingness for the Jamaica Labour Party to be more forceful on the matter. So fine, you cannot force him out as member of Parliament because the Constitution says that Parliament never elect him and the people, so the people can remove him. be that as it may, that's why we need impeachment laws as well. Zin? So politicians, we should be able to impeach politicians when they operate against the ideals and rules and laws of the country. But alright. Politics has always been a friend thing. That's why I tell you I really have no political interest anymore. Because I'm not upon a friend thing, you know. No, it's not a safe seat, man. It was always a PNP stronghold. And it was wrestled away from them. So the possibility is that the PNP supporters may come out and correct that. I don't know. But it is not a safe seat. Nah. No seat at Westmoreland, no safe for Jamaica Labour Party because them just win them the other day. You understand? They were not traditionally JLP seats. Westmoreland used to be totally orange. Suppose that was a PJ factor, seeing that him come from the side, so I don't know. If we ever set the example, we set the example. Because watch it, we can come out in front of cameras and with microphones in front of we and say one thing. And then when we have the opportunity to set an example, to show that we are serious about the things that we say, we laugh with tail and run and hide, that don't make no sense, man. In a war, you have to sacrifice some people sometime. I just saw a thing go. You understand? For the greater good of the thing, and Mr. Wright should then know so him did wrong in the first place. He has never come out and said in an impanning video. He has never ever said that. He has never come and said that was not me. Remember that the man got filed and report at the police station. And it's not like that is on file. Say he was attacked. The woman filed and report at one next police station and said she was attacked. So who attacked them? Somebody different attack George and somebody different attack Sing. Joke thing, man. And then she know, you see, it's just like the woman who ball to the judge for free up her baby father. She decides that she not proceed no further. Then what you gonna do? More time the police them bear some heavy burden and some tall cross around here and they can't do nothing about it. See me? So the PNP was very vocal, very loud, calling for George Wright to step aside. Now they have shown their support behind Dayton Campbell. See, you see the politicians and politics both here, a joke thing, Rasta. You understand what I say? Politicians only have morals when it is the other side of the fence that is going to be affected. When they will be affected, no morals and decency exist anymore. See? We go back to the Andrew Wheatley situation. Andrew Wheatley should have been fired from the get-go. From you get the file and see all of the things that we are going to picture. Fire him. I'm a brethren, yes, but me are the Prime Minister of the country. And a brethrenship run the country. And if me say I want a Jamaica where political representatives and public sector work figures are held accountable, Zane, and for weeks, them did it with Wheatley. You understand? We're not serious about the thing. We say that we're against violence against women. And them something we come out for photo up and when a woman is killed or we talk about it and you know hope justice is served. And when you have the power now to treat with it, make the public say you're serious. A joke thing, Rasta. Both parties. Dayton Campbell over there, so George Wright over here, so. And mark you, Dayton thing are allegations. But the truth is, the PNP coming out saying them supporting him like that. They were the ones calling for George Wright the other day head. So how do you call for George Wright head now? And then you are in full support of Dayton Campbell. See? Not that they are the same type of situation. But there are situations that the public has concerns, serious concerns about. And as political parties, what are we about? Are we serious? Are we just talk to gain political points? I mean, I know the answer to that, and them know the answer to that already. So, I say? So, more time than thought, even be paid on the mind people, because more make you say anything, and politicians say things when them need to say things. You understand? So I just saw a thing go. So make we move on. Right now they need for baptize. For them boat capsize. Cause them think we're blind, but you still have few people around and we have opened them eyes. You understand? Them think the whole of we are done, but them don't know some of we wise. I never mind. So there has been discussions around Jamil Foster, OC Jahmiel, getting baptized. A few people message me and ask me teach. There's something I realize a music video. I had to point out to my viewers that, not to those people that, I would never mislead my viewers like that. If it was a music video, probably me wouldn't be interested in it. You understand? Well, I haven't spoken to Jamil about the situation, but I have spoken to Dave. Dave is his manager. Sweet Music. You understand? I spoke to Dave Saturday morning. I spoke to Dave since day and thing. And Jamil has decided that that was something he needed to do. I mean, if you watch the interview with Jamil, you won't be surprised that he made this decision. As a matter of fact, funny enough, I have a song. That song is not released yet still, but that song that Jamil voiced a few days ago. Enough people are going to say, since he baptized in voice the song. No, the song was voiced before now, but the song has not been released as yet. See, and I listened to that song, and basically that song tells you that he had made that decision already in his head. See? But we could talk about that. So this is a statement from Sweet Music, which is the management of Jamil. We are heartened by the overwhelming support received because of the personal decision that Jamil made to honor his conviction to be converted to a Christian. This was an uncoerced, unilateral decision made by the artist but supported by Sweet Music production in the most emphatic manner. This was not a business decision, it was a personal decision made by Jamil. Many have expressed concerns that he will stop doing certain types of music that they have come to expect from him. Rest assured that this will not be the case. He will continue to motivate, inspire, and entertain through his songs and performances. We believe being decent-minded and principled in one's artistic presentations are not mutually exclusive from being prolific in the dancehall or the reggae music spaces. There's enough real estate to produce songs that are entertaining and inspirational without sacrificing your morality. At least we at Sweet Music deeply believe so. That is why we have made a conscious decision to produce uplifting and motivational songs and associate ourselves contractually with the artist who is aligned with the general disposition. We are not perfect, but we have tried our best to produce musical products that are devoid of violence. And in those instances where we fall short, if we fall short, we learn from it and continuously improve. Jamil's personal decision is not a part of a marketing campaign. Hence, do not expect to see a song from Jamil in the next couple of days produced by Sweet Music or him being overly expressive about this decision. This is a personal decision that will be treated as such, not a cynical attempt to be noticed. Regards, Doc. So that is Dave, Sir Dave Wallace, Sweet Music. See me? So as I said, I have not spoken to Jamil. I suppose I will do so eventually when he decides to speak to the public about it. That's not something I will rush. That's not something that I will try to get because, we know people are out now. Whenever Jamil is ready to speak, if he so chooses to speak to me about the situation, I have a few questions for him and thing, but the signs have been there. The signs were there. I was a little bit, caught off guard and thing. But thinking back, looking at it, I suppose the signs, I don't know that to say that the signs of him getting baptized were there, but the signs of him understanding and opening up spiritually were there. Let me put it that way. So I can't say that the signs of him baptizing were there. And thing. So I know that from the interview, if you pay attention to some things, you realize that Jahmiel had been fighting a battle, whatever you think of that, and he has grown, however you thought about that and things. So all I can say is that he decided to take that path and make that decision, and I wish him all the best. And only he knows what he is dealing with and what makes him at peace and thing. As I said, I suspect that I will get the opportunity to speak to him eventually and pick his brain as to why and creatively how he intends to proceed. I know though, and I suppose I can speak this, that he's not on the island presently. He's heading to Africa where he has some contractual engagements and things. So I suppose probably whenever he gets back and settling and is ready to talk, we will have a sit down and all that reason about it. I mean, I promise nobody, but I suspect that will happen. And as I said, even if it's not me, I suspect that he will eventually open up and explain as to why that decision was made. But I can only say all the best along the new journey, singer, and you know what thing go. You see me? Just go and hold it, and only you alone know, brother. You see it? Yeah, man. I have seen some of the comments, some man say, yo, a lion turn sheep and, brainwash and white man religion and them something there and thing. So, all place, I know people out there know, but it's not me, it's not for me to say certain things. I'm tell you say I know things, but I just don't say things, but, and thing. All the best youth, I know, upon a level, some of the struggles that he has gone through, having, spoken to him. Really and truly vibe with him and thing. Plus, speaking with Doc on a regular basis, that is sweet music and thing. But you know what thing go and do the thing, youth. The thing is that interview better with you teach. Boy, you say so and everybody decide to talk to we, so you know what thing go. 8 is enough. I don't understand the question. So that's how I think. It's what it is. Whatever you do in life, people will criticize. People have their opinions and viewpoints, especially if you're a public figure. So you know what I think. So teaching the bleaching thing. So me not even entertain a conversation. You understand? Because me not even know where that come from, See, you know me in a real life, brother? You ever see me in a real life? You know my complexion? You see me? What I'll say though is that Jamil, as always, apart from, them few little times that we get involved with version, my version good and chronicler and the local musical thing there, and do something, yeah, son. But generally his music is positive and uplifting. Take out then two little patch there from it, and I know people are saying, so I'm going to leave dance or I leave the music. Jamil never normally, if Jamil did a focus on him thing from on it start, him body of work with them be really and truly solid, and the music that Jamil used to do before, you can preach and sing them song the same way. You see me I say? And thing. Peeps, big up on yourself. You understand? Appreciate the continued support. Big up to all of the Chelsea fan them. Big up to all of the City fan them. But City, suffer enough yet for you have to go and pay your dues. You understand? We have suffered, bruh. You see me? And we earn it. You see me? Big up on yourself still. Big up to all of the football supporters them. The Man U fans them, the Arsenal fans them, the Tottenham fans them. I don't know issue with no fans, You understand? And thing. But, some people just no fear in them analysis of football and thing. I not really do that. If you talk to me about ball game, you talk to me like you have sense and be very objective about the thing. You understand? Every side have good players, every side have history and thing. Me not get emotional about nothing else. I probably adjust me that still. You see me? Chelsea are my side, but I can accept that Manchester United is the biggest club in England and Liverpool based on their history. See, but what you can't take from me is that since 2000, Chelsea has been the most successful club in England. You understand? Bar none. You can't go around that. So, I just saw a thing go. You see me? Yeah, man. Yeah. Big up everybody. Big up Madrid. Madrid on my Spanish side. AC Milan on my Italian side. But Chelsea on my side. Brazil on my side. You understand? Auntie. Peace. Big up on yourself. Walk good. Step with ya. You understand? Liverpool fans, supporters them. You see? Yeah, man. You know what I think? Liverpool, massive club. See? And thing. And Liverpool and United are two biggest English clubs. We can't go around that. And then, technically, probably Arsenal. See? Based on history. But we kind of get ourselves together and, you know what I mean? Acquire things then. We have done things that Arsenal never do. They have never won a Champions League. We win it 2 times. They have only been to 1 final. We have been to 3. You see it? Yeah, man. And thing. But a Champions League enough for everybody. Big up on yourself. It ain't true if it ain't blue. You understand? Royal blue, true and true. You know what thing. Manners. Hello. Tesrin, big up yourself, you know. A real blue girl, you know. You know, no blue girl, you know. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. Omito, them man, they are Chelsea fan, you know. You understand? Them man, they're not standing fan, a Chelsea fan. You know what it go? Yes, man. Man in an elevator, sir. No, everything good. Second, Chelsea Williams. See it? I know Manchester United for me still. Yeah, man. Big up all our United fans, man. You know what it go. You know what it go. Peeps. Me soon. I bleed red. Okay, everybody don't bleed red blood and a blood we bleed. Me don't know nobody with blue blood. You understand? Red we bleed, so we are talking about. Then we are talking about. Yeah, I mean, a devil thing. Lion, me thing. The lion say, big up on yourself. Yeah, so me I say, lion, yeah, devil business. We have enough devils, boy. Yeah, it can't bother with them. Peeps, me soon. Tuesday night interview premiere. Who? Can't take the bloom, ratatata, tam. Yeah, man, I want to go do the maths. Man, you there that history. Low devil, lion heart, man. When the lion roars, I'm gonna still telling you, you know. I don't know the football. Big up to all our people. Them City fans, for no time we come, we don't have the money, we don't have a player, we don't have a coach, but we don't have to suffer a little more, brother. We suffer. Remember that 2008 night in Moscow when John Terry slip and miss a penalty, the brother. For days, my meds mash up. You understand what I said? Days, my meds mash up, brother. You understand? They come like when France kill Brazil in the 98 final for weeks. My meds mash up, brother. And I say, yo, I not take football so personal no more, you know. Because I say, right, you know, them are feeling a good feeling. So, I don't support my side for the level. I understand, say, especially in a final, one team I go win, one team I go lose. Your team can't always win, but your team won't always lose either. Chelsea, Brazil, Lion, Samba, I'm out. Mad.
Thank you for tuning in. Like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Remember to share the stream with your family and friends and browse the channel for more amazing content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them. Hey, yo, hello. Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them right here. Warlord representing.